Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is so very special. Today, we're going to talk about my top highlighters and concealers in my collection. I know I've been doing a series of top 10, but just because I was stuck to number 10, I didn't want to give you 10 highlighters and 10 concealers just for the sake of it. I wanted to keep it like 5 highlighters and 5 concealers because they are truly my ride and die. So if you're ready, let's begin. Let's start off with the concealers because these 5, I seriously stand by it, and most of them are like pretty affordable, and I think there are only 2 concealers that are more on the high end side. So let's begin. The first concealer that I want to talk about, this, if you have to buy one thing out of the concealer, I would definitely recommend this. And this is from Tower 28. This is the Tower 28 concealer. I have mine in the shade Pali, but this is definitely my summer shade or my all over like foundation shade. I apply this as like even a color corrector too, just because it is my skin tone. But if I am buying, this is almost like I've run out of this. I think I might have like 1 or 2 uses left here, but I feel like if I'm buying a new Tower 28 concealer, which I would definitely, I'm just waiting for the Sephora sale, I would definitely get the shade NoHo, which is number 10. But the formula of this is so thin. It's pigmented, but it is very thin, so you don't have to worry about if you have a dry skin that it will like crease or anything. This is such a beautiful formula. I absolutely love it. Let me just swatch it for you so that you can see it. It's so lightweight. Again, this is the shade Pali, so this is definitely a little bit more deeper for me right now, like my skin tone shade, I would say, but do keep that in mind. Okay, let's move on to the next concealer. This is from the drugstore and I have absolutely loved it. This is not what I was expecting when I got this concealer, but I fell in love with this. This is from Nyx and this is the Bare With Me Concealer Serum. As soon as I heard about this serum concealer, I was definitely thinking of like a runnier consistency, and I have mine in the shade Light Tan. Let me squeeze it for you and show you. I'm going to just squeeze a little bit, and this comes in a pump too, so super sanitary, I would say. And this one is the shade Light Tan. You can see it definitely has a little bit more peachiness to it. And this is very beautiful underneath the eyes. It's lightweight. You can see that sheen coming through. It's very pretty. It's very creamy. It's not like serum, like it's not like super liquidy. I'll definitely say the Tower 28 one is more liquidy than this one. This is very creamy, but a little bit goes a very long way. I would definitely consider this. If you are looking for a drugstore concealer, give this a try. You'll absolutely love it. Talking about drugstore concealers, I have to recommend this because this has been with me for more than like 7 years, I would say. Easily more than 7 years. Not this particular concealer, but I have like repurchased this concealer over and over again. And this is from Milani. And this is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Concealer. This is my right shade, which is 145. And this performs so very nicely. This also, I'm pretty much out of it, so I'm just squeezing it out. This is a very creamy concealer. It's truly a beige, like a neutral shade. This one, I love this concealer for me. Like, I absolutely love it. I can definitely go, I have the shade 140 as well as 145. 145 definitely does work for me all around the year. But when I am at my fairest, I do use the shade 140. So that's the Milani concealer. This also, it's a very creamier consistency. So you just need like a few dots underneath the eyes and it just blends in very nicely. I would prefer this especially if you're a dry skin type person, apply like a moisturizer or like a liquidy primer underneath and then apply this. Then it will blend very nicely. But I would definitely recommend this for like more of a combination to oily skin type person. Okay, let's move on to another high-end concealer. This is so beautiful underneath the eyes. It's liquidy. It's not liquidy, like it's not runny. It's creamy, but it's more on the liquidy side, but it gives so much of a full coverage. And this is from Lancome. This is the Teint Idole concealer and I have mine in the shade Bisque Warm. This is definitely a warmer tone concealer. So I definitely wear this when I want a lot more like brightness underneath my eyes. And this also is definitely a little bit more on the yellow side on me. So I would wear it more on like the summer months. This one, and that's the shade Bisque Warm, but it applies so beautifully underneath the eyes. Majority of the time I underpaint with this too. This can also act like a color corrector plus concealer for me. This just smoothens out my under eye circles so very nicely, so would highly recommend this too. Now last, certainly not the least, this is from Maybelline. It's a drugstore concealer, but again, this is a very liquidy concealer, very watery, runny concealer, but it has the pigmentation that you're looking for. And this is the Superstay 30-hour concealer. I don't know who wears it for 30 hour. I have mine in the shade number 30. Let me show it to you. Very liquidy. Oh, this is so pretty. There you go. That's the shade number 30. I generally do apply this more than anything else when I'm the fairest. So those are my top 5 concealer formulas that I would recommend if you're looking for a concealer. Okay, let's move on to the highlighters. I'm very excited about this. So let's move on. Let me wipe all of this away so that I can show you the highlighter swatches too. Okay, let's move on to the highlighters now. Now, when I talk about highlighters, apart from one, everything is from a high-end category, okay? Again, I didn't want to just recommend drugstore just because it's a drugstore product, but these I'll definitely recommend to you if you're looking for a highlighter. Now, I personally love a highlighter that is more smooth on the skin, glowy but smooth. I don't like sparkles sitting on my face, and that's the highlighter that I prefer. Okay, so just do keep that in mind. I love a good glassy finish on my face, but I don't like it to be sticky or anything too. So let's begin with the Rare Beauty concealer. If you've been with me on my channel, you know how much I love this. Okay, I have 2 shades with me. I have the shade Mesmerize. This is the shade Flaunt. This is so smooth on your skin. It is so pretty. I feel like Flaunt is the deepest shade out of the bunch, but the way it blends on your skin is truly amazing. Look at that. It is so pretty. I would say this is more like a rose goldy peachy concealer, but the way it shines and glows, it is truly mesmerizing. I really love this one. I don't think you will go wrong with this. If you like a lit from within kind of a look, this is not the one, okay? Because this would give you that glow and the impact, but it doesn't give you any like shimmer or glitter particles on your face. All of this are very smooth on your skin. So do keep that in mind, but I don't think you'll go wrong with this highlighter anyway, because look at this, how beautifully it shines. I love it. Okay, next one is from Makeup by Mario, and this one is in the shade Golden. I was in love with this shade so much before Rare Beauty came into action, and then I started using both of these. But this shade is so pretty, especially if you're a medium tan, deep skin tone. I think you'll absolutely love this one. Let me swatch it for you guys. And this is truly a golden champagne shade. There you go. This is Makeup by Mario. Can you see how beautifully it shines through? It is very pretty. I love the way how both of these look on the skin. It gives a very glass-like skin on your face. If I did not have any highlighter, I would have just showed it to you, but it looks beautiful. And all of these like highlighters, I wear it often in my get ready with me. You will hardly find me with another highlighter because I love them so very much. Now let's talk about an indie brand which had done highlighter, and then I fell in love with this. Now this is a highlighter, again it is glowy, but it is not as glossy as the other two that I mentioned, and this is from Whatsup Beauty, and this is the Serengheti highlighter. Look at the packaging. Look at the packaging. Oh my gosh. They give so much of detail in the packaging as well as the component, but specifically this is the shade Safari Sunset, and I feel like this shade, if you're my skin tone, this is so worth the money, because it has a pinky version as well as like a champagne-y, golden-y version. You can mix it up. You can dip your brush into this or this. You basically are getting like 3 highlighters in one, and the embossment is so strong that you're not going to ruin the embossment. So that is really good. I'm going to just mix it all together and then give you a swatch of this Serengheti highlighter from Whatsup Beauty. And this is more like a pinky champagne shade. and that is Whatsup Beauty Serengheti highlighter. So pretty, right? I really love it. You can totally see the shade that I like on me. I really love this. It's very effortless. I do have like sparkly highlighters and iridescent highlighters. I wanted to purely give you my favorites, and that's why I'm raving at this. Now, for a change, let's move into drugstore. And one drugstore highlighter that I would recommend over and over again, and that's the highlighter that I'm wearing on my skin right now. And this is from Revlon, and this is the Skin Lights highlighter. This is the prismatic highlighter in the shade Daybreak Glimmer. This is so pretty, and I have used this so much. I don't even know how this doesn't have a dent on it. I really love it. It comes with 8 grams of product, which is quite a bit. And it is so beautiful on the skin. This is definitely the lightest, I think, out of the bunch. It's truly a champagne white gold kind of an highlighter, this one. And this would, I feel like, work on any skin tone. It's so beautiful and glowy. Can you see that? It's so pretty. So pretty. And this definitely beams like really well. Again, none, I'll come really close. None of them have like glitter particles sitting on top of the skin. It blends very nicely. And this is affordable. What is not to love about it? I really love it. I wish they never run out of it or never discontinue this in their line. I really love that product. And last, certainly not the least, I have to mention our Ofra highlighters, and specifically if you are my shade, if you are my skin tone, I would highly recommend the shade Rodeo Drive. And I have Rodeo Drive in so many different compacts. I also have their face palette that I often use with all of the lights, which is like their version of all the highlighters in one. Let me show you this. It's so pretty, and again, a very champagne-y shade. Again, this one is Ofra's Rodeo Drive. Look at these. So pretty and nice and silky smooth on the skin. Again, let me tell you, this is Ofra's Rodeo Drive. This is Rare Beauty's Flaunt. Then we have the Makeup by Mario's Golden. And then we have Whatsup Beauty Serengheti highlighter in Safari Sunset. And this is Revlon Prismatic highlighter in the shade Daybreak Glimmer. Really pretty highlighters. I love them so very much. So those were my recommendations for the concealers and highlighters. We have a few more categories left in our collection, but that's all for today. If you did like my video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Oh, before I forget, let me tell you what's on my eyes. I know people ask me and then I forget telling about it. I did use my Blend Bunny Cosmetics Beauty Below palette, and I basically have, I started with this shade Murky Waters all across my transitioning area, and then I blended it out with Beware of the Mermaid, this sagey green shade. And on the outer corners, I have this shade Abyss, just to deepen out everything. It's a deep blue shade. And then for my lid, I have this shade, which is Mesmerizing. And then for my inner corner, I did dip into Blend Bunny's Longing palette, and I used that purpley shimmery shade that's on the end of the palette. Let me show you this one, Love Letters, and this one. And that's what I have on the inner part, and just sweeped it into the crease. And that's all that I have on my eyes right now. But that's all for today. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.